What's up and welcome to another episode of Gizmo Slip Tech. Today we're taking a look at the Aorus 16X, one of Aorus's new laptops for 2024. Now this has a 91% screen to body ratio, features up to the i9-14900HX and RTX 4070, up to 140 watts in theory. But actually, real world usage is more like 110. This has a 1920 by 1200 resolution display with up to 165 hertz refresh rate and 100% sRGB, and a 16 by 10 aspect ratio for the display, which is great to see, seeing a higher end Aorus laptop with a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. And this is clearly a high performance focus machine because it does have the i9-14900HX, 24 cores, 32 threads, tons of CPU performance in this Aorus 16X. This indicates that it does have Windows Hello on it because it says Full HD IR camera. Notice that we do have the AI Windows Assistant button right here. Another improvement on the Aorus 16X, say versus the 15, is the touchpad here is much larger. And this does feel like a glass touchpad, which feels really, really great. We have a 3-zone RGB and Aorus beacon rear light, which according to this image, it looks like it's supposed to project the Aorus logo onto the desk behind the laptop. But right now the rear lighting is not enabled, and I tried fiddling with the RGB fusion and I could not get it to go. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Now this is a predominantly plastic chassis. I believe the entire thing is plastic. An interesting holographic Aorus logo here that's kind of shiny when this is kind of a semi-matte, but also reflective shiny. It's kind of got a cool texture, but I'm pretty sure that this is plastic rather than metal. So it probably will scratch a little bit more easily, but it does have a really cool look to it, I'm not gonna lie. And the overall rigidity of the chassis feels pretty good in the hands, and it's very lightweight, I think, for a 16-inch laptop. You can see the fan intakes on the bottom here. And there is a new fan design called New Wind Force Infinity. With this laptop, we got 4 fan exhausts on here, so 2 on the right and left and 2 on the rear. And then for our ports, we have a USB-C on the left, USB-A 3.2, HDMI probably 2.1, Ethernet facing upwards, which is good. Then we have a power adapter port, of course the fan exhaust there. On the rear, all we have is 2 fan exhausts along with this RGB lighting that's currently not enabled, and a little projector thing that pops out that Aorus logo as far as I can tell. On the right side, we have another fan exhaust, another USB-A, USB-C, micro SD card slot, which is kind of cool to see, and then you have a headset adapter combo port. And another little design motif on the laptop is we have this holographic Aorus logo right here to the right of the keyboard, which is pretty interesting. The power button is located above the keyboard, another interesting design choice. And the Q, W, E, R, A, S, D keys are all translucent, and they do look really cool, but I don't know why they decided to make so many of them translucent. Usually it's just the W, A, S, D keys. A very interesting design choice. Doesn't look that great to me personally, but that's just my opinion. Now, the Aorus 16X, I think, based on what I'm seeing here, could be a great laptop. Now, I do have some doubts with my experience with previous Gigabyte/Aorus firmware issues regarding the Aorus 17X not hitting high CPU utilization and power consumption, basically reducing the clock speed more than it really is required, and not really letting the CPU fly. So I don't know if that's fixed yet in the Aorus 17X. I still have an Aorus 17X on hand, and I'm excited to test it, find out if it's fixed. Just been very busy. Overall, I think the Aorus 16X is a very promising laptop. It could be a great buy, especially if it's on sale and has great specs for the money, depending on the specs versus pricing and all of that. But just know that this is predominantly a plastic build, fairly lightweight. Does feel pretty good in the hand, though. It's not like it feels like it's a cheap laptop or anything. I think it's got potential, but I think it needs full testing before I can recommend it for sure or not. So that's the Aorus 16X. I'm here in the Aorus booth, checking out all the other Aorus laptops, and I've already made about 40 different overview videos here at CES, so be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out the channel for all of the CES content for 2024 gaming laptops. We'll see you in the next one. Brandon, out.